So the only thing I think that would have redeemed me from checking out entirely, because I came upon a lot of awareness back in like 20, like I was coming upon it slowly, but back in the end of 2018, I started to have like incredible 2018. Could that really be? I think it was 2018. I started to have like incredible awareness about the situation and the things that were imposing over my life. And I do truly believe if it were not for the testimony of James Casbolt, who came out of the Windsor family to basically shit on the Windsor family, to say, I don't fucking serve you. I serve someone else, not you, dude. Basically, dude, he like seems to have avenged me, and nobody really knows this but me, but like my bloodline, like the people who are oppressed by the Windsor family, I think would have come through the basically like James Casbolt saying like fuck you people, like fuck you. And he might have fucked them in a little bit, but I don't know that he fucked them entirely, because he did make a mistake by having a Jewish child, and I don't think that child's life goes in vain. I think that it is for revelation purposes, for us to see what exactly happens when you breed with the wrong family, when you do the wrong things. I'm not saying he did, but dude, you bred with the wrong you made a mistake. It's okay. It's okay. But I do believe that the reason why I am flourishing and not living homeless under a bridge, a lot of that had to do with the testimony of James Casbolt. A lot of that had to do with him finally throwing off the Windsor family, as his overlords, while it still kind of remains intact because of the Zionist Jewish baby that he made. Okay, it still kind of remains intact because of the baby that they had, and Dresden is now like 12, 13 years old. But it was revelation for the fact that like we won't make the same mistakes that he made. Like, we have decisions to do different things. I think I made my point. King David, you look identical to James Casbolt. His ex-wife? No. Oh, no. If you look at pictures of Haley before she got a nose job, she looks completely different from me. But after the nose job, I think she just looks like a, what do you call it? Like a universal Kardashian. But no. Haley did look very Jewish. So, like, I'm not saying that, like, it wasn't obvious. He didn't have the awareness, right? And then also, Haley did look very Jewish. She looked very Jewish. She was a very Jewish looking girl. I don't look Jewish because I'm not Jewish. Because I'm biologically Christian, I'm not Jewish. I have the nose of a biological Christian. I thought you were going to say that him and I look alike, because truthfully, him and I do look a lot alike. We look like the same person. If you like break down our anatomy, James Casbolt and I look like the same person, male to female. We look like the same person. And and this is why I don't really feel like a romantic connection, like like a like a romantic physical connection, because I just laugh because it's so funny. Because I think truthfully, we are like probably brother and sister, father, daughter, mother, son. The reason why we look exactly alike is because we're probably more so closely related. Like, we were not meant to breed, perhaps. I don't think so. But he made a mistake. And I'm not, like, knocking it, but he made a mistake by breeding with the Jewish family, and the Jewish family now have some kind of weird control over him and his life, and it's obvious and it's evident. But, you know, as time goes on, it's like, if you don't have anyone who did this shit to you, then, you know, you're kind of at an advantage, because he was not at that advantage. It was too soon. It was too early. He didn't understand. He didn't understand, and he didn't look at physicality. He had no awareness of himself. But, I'm not going to breed the enemies to my children, that's for sure. I won't. And the only reason why I'm not living under a bridge is probably most likely because of James Casbolt. Because of his testimony, because of his life, because of him coming after the Windsor family. I hate the Windsor family. Like, I don't hate them, but, like, there's no reason to like them. There was never a reason to like them. So I do believe the reason why I just didn't fully check out and just go under a bridge, I feel like, was the testimony of James Casbolt. The Windsor family are the worst people ever. The Zionist Jewish family that he bred with are like the worst people ever. So these weren't necessarily mistakes, but he did find himself in these arenas, and they ended up being the worst people ever. And I steer clear of that, right? Like, as I go on, as a young adult female, I steer clear of everything. I wouldn't have the ability to do that if it wasn't for him. I would seriously freaking check out, dude. My mental health would fall probably to the worst depths if it weren't for him. So that's all I'm gonna say for now, dude. It's true and it's real and it's something to be reckoned with. That is a person to be reckoned with. Because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have a beautiful farmhouse and a nice job and a good relationship with my family if it weren't for the testimony of James Casbolt. I would be seriously lost in the world. That's just it, down. Alright, check you later.